Live from Houston, Texas, the humidity capital of the world, it's time for Money for Lunch, where we feed your brain and your business with supersized portions of business and financial news. Now your host, Bert Martinez.
Welcome back to Money for Lunch. I'm your guest host, Stephen Kay, in for Bert Martinez. We're now going to be talking about your health and wellness with Dr. Richard Dittrich, who has been a practicing physician for over 25 years. He created Professional Aesthetics and Wellness Center as an extension of his private OB/GYN practice, and his patients' needs changed. He was repeatedly asked, how can I feel better? And he a professional center that offers comprehensive medical services, which include weight loss, anti-aging, and other wellness therapies. And all programs and procedures are based on his philosophy that today's medicine is all about overall wellness. So, Dr. Richard Dittrich, it's an honor to have you here on the program. Please explain the various medically supervised weight loss programs available at the Professional Aesthetics and Wellness Center.
Sure, and thank you for having me, Steve. Professional aesthetics and wellness really, as you just mentioned, was really designed to look at people's overall wellness, and part of that wellness and the big part of the picture is really weight loss. So many people come into me, as in my experience as a gynecologist, I've noticed over the years, as women get older, and also I treat a lot of men also, but as they get older, they have much more problems with weight. A lot of it is related to the overall wellness, meaning balance of hormones and other receptors and so on that are going on in your body. For example, the condition of menopause, which itself causes insulin resistance, causes problems with your body actually metabolizing the bad fat, that fat that goes throughout your middle. So I think that my experience was looking at all these patients saying, okay, so what can we do for you? How can I really help you? I mean, I've been helping your medical needs, your general medical needs for such a long period of time. How can I really help with this? And so when I looked at that, I sort of devised a bunch of different programs that I felt would really be beneficial. There is no, as far as I am concerned, there's no real one specific program that you can put a patient in and say, oh, this is the program that everybody fits into. It's not like fitting a square peg in a round hole. I mean, you really have to look at the individual. And it really starts with a comprehensive analysis of physical examination, history, laboratory testing, whatever is really needed to really understand what is going on with that particular patient that's coming in for a weight loss program. That being said, I have devised many different programs and taken parts of other programs that I have read about and studied to see which ones would be the most successful for different patients. So there are programs which are basically low-calorie programs, 800-calorie programs, sometimes as low as 600 or 700-calorie programs for a short interval of time to get a person to get a significant amount of weight loss. Then there are programs that are based on behavior modification, which is really part of the overall wellness with all those programs. I use various injectables. I have a modified HCG program, which is, for people who don't know, human chorionic gonadotropin, which is a pregnancy hormone, but used in very small doses. We find that this can help people decrease their appetite and mobilize the bad fat that is really in your body. There are programs that we use with various, shakes and bars and meal substitutes. Sometimes people find these much more satisfying because they don't have to look at food during the course of the day. They can get the calorie intake that they need from these meal substitutes. So there are many different programs. It just depends on the patient. Also, with the right people, we'll use appetite suppressants. We'll use injectables, various things like that.
Well, I've got to imagine it's very tough to decide which programs would work best for each patient, and I'm guessing that has to depend on their individual needs and goals.
That is exactly right. I mean, and that's so important. A person can come in and say, look, I need to lose 15 pounds. And that's, I want to get a hold of this now because I haven't had a weight problem in the past. Another person comes in and they need to lose 100 pounds. One of the things that's very interesting is that if you lose 10% of your body weight, okay, then this sort of signals your brain to the fact that you need less. In other words, fat is really an organ. Most people don't look at it as actually just another organ system. It has a tremendous responsibility and a lot of work that it does in your body. But one of the things it needs to do is it needs to maintain itself. So your body's fat will actually secrete enzymes to your brain to say we need more. So, that's one of the conditions that go on, and so the more you eat, the more you want to eat. And I can't tell you how many people have come into my office and said, I don't eat anything. Well, that's impossible. One of the things that we first do with the patient after we do the analysis, the history, physical examination, and so on, is we do a body composition analysis. And that basically is getting the person on a scale using certain computers that will measure their BMI, which is their body mass index, which is an industry standard, as most people know, that insurance companies use to rate how they're going to price an insurance policy for you. Also, we look at the percentage of water, the percentage of fat, the percentage of muscle that somebody has in their body. We look at the distribution. We also look at the basic basal metabolism of the patient, so we can use these calculations and actually come up with programs that say, okay, if you're on this particular calorie diet, this is what you can anticipate losing. And I think a lot of people want to know that up front. How much weight can they lose in 6 weeks? How much weight can they lose in 12 weeks, following a certain caloric diet? Then they have goals. But more importantly than anything else, once the goals are set, is making sure that people stay on target. And so that being said, the patients will come back most programs on a weekly basis and to be monitored, to discuss what their needs are, what problems they may be having along the way, and also for behavior modification counseling. With each session, we will talk to people about what's going on. What do you do when you go out to a restaurant to eat? An answer to that question might be, you better look at the menu beforehand. Because if you get there and are hungry, you're going to make wrong choices. What do you do when you go to a buffet? Probably don't go to a buffet because that can really be a problem.
So, eat with your eyes.
Right. So it's these type of things, but people don't realize where their problems are and what's going on. And the goal is permanent weight loss, not just temporary weight loss. There's so many clinics out there that, come in, lose 30 pounds for X amount of dollars, and we'll see you later or 6 months later when you're getting that weight back. That's not the idea. The idea is to try to get people healthy.
We're sitting here talking with Dr. Richard Dittrich right here on Money for Lunch. Dr. Dittrich, we focused a lot on the weight loss portion of your practice, but you also help people with anti-aging, and I think we all want to stay young looking. We all want to look younger. We want to look on the outside how we feel on the inside, and hopefully we have a young spirit, and we'd like that reflected on our face and in our body. Tell us a little bit about some of the anti-aging therapies that you offer.
Sure. Okay. Cosmetically, let's start with that. People come to me and they're in their midlife, okay? They may have challenges at their job. They may be finding younger people that are coming into the job market. They may be very bright in what they're doing, but they don't have that same appearance of youth that they had 10, 15 years ago. So, we do, cosmetic procedures and so on, which are, injectables and neurotoxins, the Botox, Juvederm, Dysport, various other therapies that will help to enhance the way a person will look. I think that's very important if people want that, because it gives them the self-confidence that they need. Okay, when we start talking about the anti-aging, we've got to also look at the chemical balances that are going on in your body and the hormonal balances. It's so important to look at the condition of things that are called neurotransmitters, which are signals that go between your nerve cells that help signal healthy conditions in your bodies, to see how these are interacting with your hormonal systems, and also this will have a lot to do with your weight loss. So what's really important is to analyze what's going on with people. I'll give you a perfect example. There's a woman who comes into my office who I've been seeing for 15 years, and she comes back and she says, I don't understand it. I'm starting to gain weight around my middle. I'm not looking as good. My mood is bad at work. My colleagues are talking to me about that. I don't have the energy level I had before. I can't sleep at night. I've got hot flashes and flushing and so on. What is it? It's menopause, perimenopausal, that area around the menopause, and the hormones are not balanced. So it's very important, and we do this only in a very natural way, to balance those hormones, to look at the other chemical factors that are in the body to see what the problem is. Sometimes they have a thyroid condition, just needs to be checked, needs to be treated, and they feel fine. A lot of times it's a question of balancing their hormones, their estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, whatever it takes to get that person feeling well. So if you get them feeling well sometimes first and then looking better, they're a whole different person. I mean, I have people that come in and just hug me and say, my God, the cloud is lifted, I'm back. And this is what's satisfying to me as a physician.
I can just imagine. What are some of the typical results a patient of yours should expect, either on the weight loss and or anti-aging side?
Well, I guess one of the things that I just said, which is really very important, and that's the lifting of the cloud. People come in and they're just, they are depressed. They're not happy with their physical well-being or the way they're feeling and the way they're looking and so on. And I have so many success stories where all of a sudden somebody loses 40 or 50 pounds. Their hormones are balanced. They're feeling good. They're feeling more vitality. They're feeling more sexual. That's one of the things that happens, and we deal with sexual therapy all the time. That's one of the things that happens with people as they get to that midlife period, both men and women, men will call it a midlife crisis. Women will call it, menopause, whatever it is. It just changes relationships. It causes divorces, all these type of things that go on. So it's a question of really balancing these hormones and seeing these really good results where people are just very satisfied at their point of life instead of saying, well, I've just reached that age and now I'm going to accept it. That's really not acceptable to me because it's not the way it should be.
Exactly. Dr. Dittrich, in our last minute or so, is there a particular recent success story that you'd like to share?
Oh, there are so many of them, but I think probably I would talk about some of the women who came in who are just literally almost on their knees coming to the office. I can't believe the way I feel. I can't believe what's going on with me. I'm about to get a divorce. I don't want to be around my husband. My kids don't like who I am, and so on. And by looking at these people and simply evaluating their conditions that are going on, and one or two particular people, and correcting the hormonal imbalances and helping them achieve the weight loss, and then coming back within a month and saying, you gave me back me. I mean, I think that's probably the most significant types of findings that I get and the things that are most satisfactory to me.
That is just amazing. It sounds like you're doing amazing work, and if you're listening to this right now and you'd like to learn more about what Dr. Richard Dittrich and his practice, the Professional Aesthetics and Wellness Center, can do, check them out online at wellnesscenterpa.com. That's wellnesscenterpa.com, and I'm sure he and his team would be happy to help you start to revitalize that youthful feeling that I think we all deserve.
Tune in Monday through Friday here on Money for Lunch, and check out our website at moneyforlunch.com.